Good evening and salutations, my Days of Alive fans. Okay, so this one, I guess you could sit there and say it was a bit of a doozy, right? Like, there was, okay, let's just start off with the scene of Paulina and Roman, and her getting a pumpkin latte, and her saying, I quote, I don't want to look like a basic bitch. This is what she said. And Ron was like, he took a hot minute. He was like, I'm sorry, what? Now, she had to explain to him what a basic bitch was. But my whole thing is like, what was the point of that scene? Like, seriously, what was the point of that scene? The only thing that I can sit there and think of is for them to sit there and be like, see, we're on Peacock. We can get away with a little more edgier stuff. Because maybe they wouldn't have actually said that if it was still on NBC. But just to say it for the sake of saying it just seemed okay, sure. Now, the one thing that I'm actually very happy about is the end. This goddamn Connie story. Listen, this chick was just weird from the beginning. And how the story kind of played out, in a sense, like a bad Lifetime movie. And even in those bad Lifetime movies, there's usually a good motivation for why some of these crazy ass women do what they do. They got scorned, they got used, or whatever, right? But that's not the case, though. And that's what makes this, besides just annoying, what makes it so flat. I mean, there's really, what is her motivation at this point? So she got upset with Gabby because she couldn't have a life with this guy that she thought what she was going to have, even though that this man gave you no indication whatsoever that he was ever interested in you in any way, shape, or form. And we're going to get the shapes in a hot minute. Let me get this straight. See, this is just how off the wall that her storyline is. So she's sitting there talking to Melinda and Shen and everything like that. And, she's all threatening, oh, I'm going to sit there and kill you and blah, 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 blah. Okay, Connie, let's not like Melinda, but if you're going to do it, can you just, get on with it? Melinda's like, well, you made this delicious breakfast and everything like that, and I would like to sit there and have it first or whatever. This chick, out of out of all people to sit there and say, well, I don't know, because you're, listening to saying that you're looking a little chunky. I was like, wait, did the woman, this is going to sound so bad, did the woman that's never heard of a salad just have the audacity to call somebody else chunky? Like, okay. So the woman who looks like she does not understand the definition of the word put down the fork had the audacity to call somebody else fat. Okay. All right. Yeah, this needs to be over like yesterday. So, while that's going on, you got Gabby that's coming in EJ's room talking about, oh, let's sit there and have some fun. And he pretty much is not in the mood for a couple of different reasons. One, he tells her that he got his divorce papers. Two, he's like, what are we doing at this point? We hate each other. Now she's like, I want to punish Stephanie. And EJ's like, you already have. At this point, you're just punishing yourself. He's like, pretty much just like, I'm good. And, you're doing more harm to yourself at this point. And you don't really it's like you keep saying that you want to be over, you want to be done, but that's not really the case. So she goes downstairs and she starts effing with Stefan just because. And, after making a couple of remarks about his performance and everything, he's like, yeah, I'm so tired, EJ wore me out again or whatever, right? So he gets all upset and everything. And when Stefan's like, you know what? There's really no point in fighting for this match anymore. She gets upset. She gets hurt. I'm like, you know what, boo? You did this part to yourself. You did. You did this to yourself. Listen, I'm all about even Steven. Okay? I'm all about you did it to you, you do it to him. So I don't have a problem with it in that sense, but the caveat to that is that he didn't do it to hurt you. You specifically did that to hurt him. After everything that you wouldn't even be out of jail if it wasn't for him. You tend to forget that. You tend to forget that you wouldn't be out of jail if it wasn't for him. So now you want to sit there and have this hurt look and this little pity. Nope. Nope. You made your bed. Now you want to sit there and lie in it. So after that, he calls Paulina, tells Paulina some stuff about EJ. EJ comes down to the office. Paulina's like, you're fired because you helped in the kidnapping of Eric and Nicole's baby. And then he's like, listen, in all reality, you don't have any proof. It's my word versus his. And if this goes to trial and it doesn't go your way, then you're going to look like a fool. So do you really want to sit there and fire me? Now, Paulina's like, I could sit there and find a better person. Talking about Melinda. But, the Melinda's nowhere to be found. Now, at some point, and that's another thing. There's another reason. I'm so sick and tired of this goddamn plot armor with her. I really, really am. Because it gets to a point where she does get free. They start fighting. And she starts trying to run out, but she locked the door. And instead of, I don't know, turning around and looking to make sure that this crazy chick that's not behind me, she runs up on her and bangs her over the head. And I'm like, yeah, this needs to end this week. Like this, it's starting to become like torture at this point. Now, Rafe and Jada pretty much kind of figure out that it's Connie that's behind everything. And then when Jada goes to the house, of course, Connie's not there, but there's blood. So then Connie goes to Gabby's place and pretty much just admits, yeah, I stabbed your brother. I'm gonna sit there and stab you. And she brings out a knife. And I'm like, now maybe a gun would have been a little more better. With a knife, you actually have to get close. And I like to sit there and think that Gabby's not exactly a pushover at this point. So that's pretty much where that part ends. Now Rome sits there and tells Ava that, listen, I'm on the rent by a lot. I got a solution. You can sit there and work at the pub. And, he's like, everyone deserves a second chance and everything. And so, she starts working again. Even though that, like, they're cutting their shifts because of the taping of Case New Show. So now Case New Show is hindering his staff in a way as far as making money. Kind of sucks, Everyone's losing all money because of that. Now Stefan comes in and Stefan offers her a job. And he's like, I don't give a damn if it pisses off Gabby or not. I'm pretty much done. I don't think he's done, but he's just pissed off right now. Then at some point, Rome sees Rafe, and Rafe is not there saying that, he's worried about Gabby. Which I'm just like, why didn't you try to call Gabby? I think he did try to call Gabby, and Gabby said like her phone was somewhere, or whatever. Um, so let's see what else. When I sit there and say that they figured out everything, I mean like they figured out everything from Bobby to the fact that Connie was the one that killed Bobby and framed him, as far as, the whole rape thing. So that's something you definitely want to sit there and check out when you watch this episode. Now, if I forgot anything, write it down in the comment section. And thank you for watching, and I'll sit there and see you in the next video.